Hello everyone. Today we are going to read about the last part of the chapter Force and Pressure. Today we are going to read the next topic, that is pressure exerted by liquids. We have already experienced that all the liquids have weight. When we pour a liquid into a vessel, the weight of liquid contained in the vessel exerts pressure on its wall and bottom. Now, to feel this pressure, we will follow a activity and we will also know more about the liquid pressure. In this activity, we need a transparent glass tube, a rubber balloon and a thread. Now for this, what we have to do, we have to take a transparent glass tube open at both ends. To one end of the tube, we have to tie a rubber balloon. Now hold the tube in the vertical position and pour some water into it. Now we observe that the rubber balloon bulges out. Now pour more water in the tube. We will see that the size of the bulge increases. This shows that liquid which we are pouring into the tube, it is exerting pressure. Actually, liquid exerts pressure on the base of the container in which they are put. Pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. More is the height, more is the pressure, and vice versa. Now I have told you that the pressure exerted by a liquid, it depends upon the height of the column. To know more about this, we have to perform another experiment. To perform this experiment, we need a few things: a plastic bottle and an adhesive tape. Now what we have to do, we have to take an empty plastic bottle and it should be of 1 liter. We should try that it should be bigger in size or bigger in height. Now we have to make 3 holes of equal diameters at different heights. Then we have to apply adhesive tape over all holes. Now we have to fill it with water and then remove the adhesive tape. Now we have to observe that what happens. We will observe that on removing the tape, the water from the uppermost hole A is found to travel the shortest distance from the base of the vessel. You can see this in the slide. The water from the hole B goes a little farther away, whereas the water from the lowermost hole C travels the maximum distance. Now, by this experiment, we conclude that the depth of water near hole A is less, so the water comes out from the hole A with a less pressure and falls near the base of the vessel. The depth of the water near hole B is greater, so the water comes out with the greater pressure from hole B and falls farther away from the base of the plastic bottle. The depth of water near hole C is the greatest, so the water comes out with the greatest pressure and goes farthest from the container. So it proves that the pressure of a liquid increases with depth. Now we will read about the application of liquid pressure. Here in the slide you can see the photograph of a dam. Now the wall of a dam is made thicker at the bottom. You can see in the slide, because water pressure increases with depth, which I have told you just now. A thicker wall can withstand a great pressure exerted by the water at greater depth. You must all have noticed, a second example what I am giving is that water supply tank is placed at a high place in the building. The water supply tanks are placed generally on the terrace or top of the building. This is because as the tanks are placed at a greater height, the pressure of water will be large enough to force the water to reach the tap of the houses. Now we will read about the atmospheric pressure and its application in our day-to-day life. In the previous classes, you must have learnt about atmospheric pressure. You already know that the layer of air surrounding our earth is called atmosphere. That is known as atmosphere. Now, the pressure which is exerted by the air due to weight, because air has weight. So that is known as atmospheric pressure. The air in our atmosphere extends up to a height of about 300 kilometers above the surface of the earth, and air has weight, so it creates pressure on the objects below. The atmospheric pressure on the earth's surface at sea level is about 100 kilopascals. If such an enormous amount of pressure is acting on us, we already know that the atmospheric pressure which is acting on the other bodies, it will also be acting on us. Now, why do we not feel it? We do not feel it because the pressure of the blood in the blood vessels and other fluids present in the body balance the atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure is maximum on the surface of the earth. When we go to high altitudes, then the atmospheric pressure decreases. The mountaineers suffer nose bleeding at high altitudes because at high altitude the atmospheric pressure is much lesser than our blood pressure. Due to this, some of the blood capillaries burst and blood comes out through the nose of the mountaineers. You must have also seen that the astronauts wear a special space suits. Why do they wear it? Because it maintains the normal atmospheric pressure for his body, since there is no atmosphere outside the earth. Here in this slide you can see a child is drinking fruit juice with the help of a straw. Now how does it help? It is due to the atmospheric pressure only. We normally use a drinking straw to drink fruit juice. When we suck air at the upper end of the straw with our mouth, the pressure of the air inside the straw is reduced. But the pressure acting on the surface of the fruit juice is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So the greater atmospheric pressure acting on the surface of the fruit juice pushes the fruit juice up into the straw to our mouth. Here in this slide you are seeing a syringe. When we dip a syringe in a liquid and pull its piston, the pressure inside the syringe gets reduced. The atmospheric pressure acting on the surface of the liquid is more in comparison to the air pressure in the syringe, and thus it pushes the liquid up into the syringe. In this slide you can see barometers. Atmospheric pressure is measured by an instrument which you are seeing in the slide, that is barometer. We have mercury barometer called Fortin's barometer and dry barometer or any called aneroid barometer for measuring atmospheric pressure. Okay student, this finishes your chapter number 11.